Welcome students for today's English lecture. Today we shall learn chapter 1.6 The Alchemy of Nature. See the warming up. First question, rearrange the good qualities in each set so that the first letter of each of the words should make a meaningful word. Students, if you join, you get the word, the first nature. In second, you get the word is. In the third, you get the word my. And in the last, the word teacher. So the message is, the nature is my teacher. In the second question, various aspects of nature have special features that make them differ from the another. So here, you have to fill in. For example, it's given birds, appearance, shape, color, size, food habits, habitat, sound, etc. Now you have to write some special features for each of the following. Now we are given here first the land. So you can write about this land, soil, size, fertility. Second is water, taste, color, purity. Trees, you have varieties. You can write about shape, strength, weather, height, fruit bearing. Then we have animals. Again, you have varieties here. You can write food, habitat, appearance, color, even size. Insects, you have color, shape, then their breeding habits, and so. The third question, make a list of living creatures in the alphabetic order. You can write down more than one beginning with the same letter. So this is a very good game you can play. I'll just give one example. For A stands for alligator or ant. So accordingly, see that you write. You can write more than one animals or living creatures from this. Let's proceed to the lesson. Students, first about the author. Raksha Bharadwaj, she is an Indian author and editor. She has published books like Me, A Handbook for Life, and All and Nothing, another book. She has also edited and compiled 13 titles of the Chicken Soup series, which are very famous for the Indian audience. You should have a copy at home. If not, you better buy. She is the founder of Relationship Center website called bonoblogi.com. Let's start with the lesson. Now, initially the lesson starts from the William Blake few lines taken from the poem The Auguries of Innocence. What it says here: to see a world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wild flower. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. Explanation: something as tiny as a grain of sand can spark off an idea or imagination of a huge significance to the world. Significance, importance. One can witness an experience of the beauty of heaven in something as small as wildflower and derive joy forever. Only one should have the eyes and time to see it. Infinity is endless space, but your small palm can hold the destiny of earth through your efforts. Eternity is endless time, but just an hour in your life can make a difference to the world forever. Great deeds can surpass the limits of time and space, they never die. Yes, students, it's quite true about these lines that William Blake has written in his poem, The Auguries of Innocence. The power that nature has to cure us, to soothe us, to inspire us, you can add many as verbs you can. That's what the lesson talks about. That's what Raksha talks about. That here, how she explains that how human can learn lessons of life by just merely observing the object in nature around them. So let's start with the lesson. We instinctively turn to outdoor activities and nature as a way of relaxing and enhancing our well-being. Nature soothes and nurtures. Nature fulfills and motivates. Nature whispers and commands. Students, here the meaning of the word instinctively means by a natural instinct. Basically, when we plan for any such outdoor, we move on to nature, either near a waterfall. Okay, resorts are very common, beaches are very common. Why? Because it soothes. The meaning of the soothe gently calms, it enhances, enriches. Are you listening? Now, here the word are you listening, the narrator is directly talking to us. What is the meaning of this word are you listening? Students, there is a difference between the word listening and hearing. To hear means you hear me, you hear my voice, you hear someone saying something. Listen means to follow it. Now, what exactly Raksha wants us to follow? Let's see. When I do, it leaves me in complete awe, means surprise. We have a hibiscus plant in our garden. Every fortnight, a flower blooms on it, big, bright, and tender. Through the day, it smiles with the sun and dances with the wind, but as evening approaches, it starts wilting. Wilting means to dry, to drop. The morning after, it withers completely. Withers means dries and die. And by evening, it falls and becomes one with the earth again. The flower comes to life only for a day, yet it does so in full splendor. Splendor means great beauty that attracts admiration and attention. What if we too lived our life, however short, to its fullest? So Raksha here gives an example of the hibiscus flower, commonly known as shoe flower. They come in different colors, beautiful colors, but it lives just for a day. It lives in short life, but to its fullest. Fullest means a quite meaningful life. So, students, what value we learn when you observe this hibiscus flower? We too should learn to live our life with splendor, irrespective of how short it is, by serving others. Let's proceed. We went to a rocky beach and saw the spread of the majestic ocean and the rocks alongside, carved, sculpted, and shaped by the water. Majestic here stands for showing impressive beauty. Water is so gentle, rock so hard, yet as the water flows over it every day for years, the rock gives in. It takes the shape that the water commands. Our problems are so colossal. Colossal? Huge, massive. And we are so small. Yet, if we persist, continue to exist. So, students, when you go to a rocky beach, you find certain stones which are smoothened, round in shape. They are sculpted round in shape. And who has done this? The water. So the flowing water, it changes the shape of the rock when the rock is so hard. So it talks about what? It talks about your problems. However hard and difficult the situation is right now, you have to keep on persisting, working hard on it. Can't give up, not to surrender. We can overcome our problems no matter how colossal they appear to be. See your textbook for the next part, page 39. We saw small bits of grass peeping through the small cracks in a concrete pavement. It left us thinking, however impossible things may look, there is always an opening. Now, this is another inspiration, observation for us. See these grass, they managed to grow through the cracks in the concrete. Then what it does teaches. No matter how tough a situation may seem, It is said there is always a way out. It is said when God closes one, he opens the another. You just have to search, knock for it. Again, see to page 39, third para. We saw a tree bare of all leaves in the cold winter. We thought its chapter was over. Chapter was over means dead. But 3 months passed, spring set in, and the tree was back to its green majesty. Once again, full of leaves and flowers and birds and life. So, students, what do we learn from this? Everything has to pass. We should not lose hope in trying times, as they won't last forever. Even this lockdown, this pandemic, it will last. Next, if you had if you too had the conviction means strong belief, that however difficult things are right now, it will not remain forever. Remember, this too shall pass. We saw an army of ants lugging a fly, which was at least 10 times the ant size. The ants organized themselves around the fly, lifted it on a frail feeler, and carried it to a quiet distance. Their teamwork and perseverance were impressive. See the ant. It is so small, so weak, but it can drag an insect as bigger than its 10 times. They have excellent teamwork and perseverance. Perseverance, the ability to keep on working hard, not giving up. So, what Raksha wants to tell us? We learn the value to be more consistent. We should be consistent, organized, and focused. Even in this pandemic, you have to keep on focusing on your studies. Don't give up. Let's continue. Spiders' webs are delicate yet very strong. What it says. Even we have our weak points. Make your weak points as your strength. A rainbow colors the entire sky. What it tells. Different colors, when they come together, makes a huge difference. No matter you have differences. Oysters take a grain of sand, they open up with a pearl. What it teaches us. We should constantly strive to be better in life and make the best of every opportunity. As the oyster doesn't give up, it turns its enemy into a sweet pearl, beautiful pearl. Stars. Innumerable stars shine across the infinite sky. What we learn. We should never let the spark within us to die. Even though there's a slight spark, it can give you energy, inspiration. Clouds take new shapes with every passing moment. And what it tells? That we should understand the need of the hour and learn to adapt to new situations. Learn to change as the clouds change. The wind makes trees dance with unhindered passion, unhindered without disturbance. What it teaches us. We too should be passionate in life and live our life to the fullest. Water, without hint of ego, changes its form according to the dictates of sun, and wind. We should not be egoistic. We should learn to adjust according to the situation. Caterpillar. When we see a caterpillar turn into a butterfly, we should also transform and try to be better version of ourselves. A flower turns into a fruit. We should keep improving ourselves and keep taking on new roles in life. Thus, we experience the alchemy of nature. We touch it and become gold ourselves. So, what do you mean by when we say we touch it? That is, when we take these values from nature, who is our teacher, we become a successful person. Gold means we always shine in our life. I hope, students, you have understood the lesson very well. Read the lesson once again. In the next video, we shall discuss the question answers.